Hello. Hello, Mr. Sagittarius rising.
Yeah, Sagittarius rising. You told me that I had a second birthday, right? Is that comes with
Yes.
the
Yes, I did. Yes.
same?
Happy second birthday. Okay, okay, I missed it by a couple of days. It was a couple of days ago. But basically, when you know your ascendant, which is, so you're Sagittarius rising, and then the degree to which you're rising, because that can be, 1 degree through 29 degrees. The day the sun in the sky goes over your ascendant,
Mhm.
that is what I like to call a second birthday.
Okay.
It's a mini new beginning. I say celebrate it as you would
Mhm.
your own birthday because it's a chance to bring in some new energy, to set clear intentions. But it's okay. Even though you missed it by a couple of days, it's okay because the big deal is the sun was just in your 12th house. That in old astrological texts, I mean, people that they used to say that is the house of one's undoing. It
Oh.
is just kind of harder to move forward.
Hmm.
Things can even be hidden from us. It's like retrograde energy.
Oh.
And then the sun goes over the ascendant, everything is public. It's like a big, beautiful light shines on you. And the ascendant is your physical body. Go ahead.
For people to understand how that works, like
Yeah.
personally, what I was going through last week is imposter syndrome. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yes, talk
So
about that. This is great.
yeah,
Yeah.
so Judy Garland famously said something like, I'm paraphrasing, I'm afraid that people are going to discover that I have no talent.
Yes, yes, yes.
Crazy. So last week, with one of my writing partners, I was talking about this very thing. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. My work is terrible. What am I doing? And then I came out of it. And I think I must have come out of it right around the time of
Yes.
uh, the sun going over my ascendant, because it was just a few days ago where I suddenly got this burst of energy and I started to finish something that I had started. And I got to a place where I was looking at it and I felt, this is good. And so I
Well, this is
think
no,
that those are related.
this is brilliant. This is exactly what happens. The house of one's undoing. The 12th house is just this energy where we feel it's hard to go forward. It's we start to doubt ourselves because it's the house of endings. And so we're ending a cycle. That the first house, it spins, it's 30 degrees in each house. There are 12 astrological houses. So the sun goes all the way around, so you intuitively sense this is the house of endings. You want to wrap things up.
Mm.
You want to kind of put things together. And there can be a sadness to that. There can just be hard to figure out what's going on. And when the sun goes over the ascendant, that is the most public energy because the spotlight is on you, your physical body. Anything that hits the ascendant is public knowledge.
Yeah.
It is obvious to everyone.
Mhm.
And there is a huge shift. There's an emotional shift
Mhm.
when you do that. And it feels good because the first house is the house of self-identity.
Mhm.
And so all of a sudden, the sun going in the first house, it illuminates you in a beautiful way. It builds confidence.
Mhm.
And it's just this, it's a beautiful breath of fresh air. And it is a new beginning, which you sense. You sort of like, you get the wind back in your sails. You were, sort of like on the water, kind of, the sail came down. And then it's like, oh, yes, it picked back up. I know where I'm going. And you have the energy to get there. So even though you missed it by a couple of days, it's going to be I celebrate the whole first week when my son goes into my first house because you've got it it sets the stage for the entire year because
Well,
it's going to go around.
I went through like a purge too. Like at
Oh,
that
okay.
time, I was going through, I was like, let me get rid of some things. And it was me like chucking stuff that I just didn't
Yeah.
need anymore, going through paperwork, going through things that I'd been holding on to that I didn't need anymore. And that I think was right on the cusp of, or right on the edge of that time when I started to feel like my work was feeling forward momentum again.
Right. Oh no, that it makes perfect sense. And especially, you've got a fire ascendant and fire sun. So if you have fire, and the sun rules Leo. So the sun is the ruler of your Leo sun. So you are really going to feel an extra, it's going to feel so good for you for that sun to go into the first house. But it feels good for everybody. But if you've got fire, it's going to give that extra forward momentum because the 12th house is a water house.
Yeah.
And the first house is a firehouse. Yeah, yeah. And water, what does water do to fire? Yeah, it puts it out. So, you
Well,
know, that those don't mix.
something else is happening though that you said Mercury is going into
Yes.
Sagittarius. Is that
Okay, because we have, this is Sagittarius season. The sun is in Sag, and we have had the most intense energy, all this Scorpio, which I mean, I love. Hey, I'm Scorpio rising, but boy, oh boy, it gets to be really just so intense.
yeah.
And we've all been through so much, the country's been through so much. This Sagittarius, we need some joy, we need some optimism, some
Mhm.
hope. We need to see the big picture. That is one of the biggest gifts of Sagittarius energy, to see the big picture. So yeah, okay, we got some little problem, we got a lot of, but you can see, okay, it's worth fighting for. We can put it all together, and it just kind of it brings us back to what's really important.
So
Yeah.
Mercury in Sag is important for everyone for
Absolutely, because we should be connecting. Mercury gives us a hint as to what will be the most powerful way that we can communicate, the most effective way. So, right now, we got Mercury and Scorpio. It's time for truth. It's time to share uncomfortable truths.
uh
We're having those hard talks. Mercury and Sag is about, it's going to be more philosophical.
mhm.
A Sag is about, there's joy, faith, hope, optimism. It's about having a message. So it's about getting back to sharing your message, but not in that really intense Scorpio way, but in a very tolerant way, because Sag is tolerant energy. It's non-judgmental, it's inclusive. And Sag, is connected to the ninth house, which is all about foreigners, foreign experiences. So it's really about, uh, we're supposed to be interacting with people who have different views from us, different cultures.
Mm.
And it's saying, okay, this is who I am, this is who you are. I'm still going to be who I am, you're still going to be who you are, but we're going to be able to have an open, tolerant dialogue so that we understand and that our differences make us stronger, because then we're going to come together and we're going to be able to work together, and our differences are a plus. That's a key to Sag energy.
So what does Mercury in Sag mean for that? Those Sag qualities, that Sag energy. How does Mercury affect that?
It means that's how we should be communicating. We need to be connecting to like, what is our message? What are our beliefs? And then we need to be sharing them in a tolerant way,
Yeah.
right? So that we really own our beliefs. We say, this is who I am, this is who you are, but we want to learn, and it's the house of higher learning, the ninth house. So we want to say, well, tell me if I don't. So how do you do things,
Mm.
right? And what is your philosophy? Okay, this is my philosophy, and we're going to share in a very non-judgmental, tolerant way. And that's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to exchange ideas, because it's higher learning, it's philosophies, it's, we're supposed to be thinking about the big ideas and sharing them with each other in that way, because Mercury is that communication. And Mercury and Sag also rules publicity and publishing.
Mm.
So it's excellent time to be publicizing projects and publicizing yourself, spreading the message about, this is what my project is about,
Okay.
or, all of that. And even publishing, because Sag rules that. So, hey, you're Sag rising. That means Mercury is also going to go over your Sag. So you're going to have Sun and Mercury in your first house.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Watch out.
publish. Yeah.
I better
Publish,
I better
spread
put
the
on that
word.
public face. I think the Leo part of me wants to go back in the den.
Oh, that's so funny.
you know?
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
so funny. But little by little, we're all gonna lighten up a little bit as the energy moves into Sag. And things are even starting to happen now. It's 2 weeks out of Mars has now gone forward for 2 weeks. Everyone's taking actions
yeah,
more easily. People are doing things. And we're supposed to be doing things. Energy's going forward. And we're supposed to also be stretching ourselves. Now, the one, Sag is also travel energy. And obviously, there are all these restrictions. We can't really travel right now, but that's where story comes in. I say really read stories and watch movies that really transport you
yeah.
to very different places, because that's Sagittarius. That's a way to experience. You want to be experiencing cultures and people and ideas that are really different from you,
Mm,
because that helps. That's why I like to travel, because it helps to say, oh yeah, this is who I am. You become very aware of your own beliefs when you are exposed to the beliefs of others. So it's great for both.
well, I'm just about to pick something up. Hold on, watch.
Okay.
I'm just about to pick up the
Oh,
Scarlet Letter.
great. Oh,
This is,
okay.
this is like
Excellent.
going to transport me to a completely different way of thinking and acting, and also help me learn because Hester Prynne is a rebel.
Oh, she is.
Hester
She
Prynne is
is.
not taking
That's
anybody's.
right. That's right. And that's very Scorpio. So you know what? That's still good right now, because that gives a combination. First, well, there's a lot of faith in that, right? That's a belief system. And also if we become too rigid in our belief system,
Mhm.
right? And then we become intolerant. So
Yeah,
that is a beautiful, so that book actually brings up those messages. And
it
then all of the
brings
sex stuff is very Scorpio and all of that,
it
So
brings
it's that's
both of
a
those
nice
things together.
that's a perfect choice, Tom Gualtieri.
Oh,
That's
dear.
what a great choice for Scorpio Sag energy, the Scarlet Letter. I'm gonna have to remember that. That's a perfect combination of those energies.
So is that the recommended reading from
Babe, this
Astro
is the
Now?
recommended reading. Oh my gosh, I should quote from that in my radio show this week. Oh, this is so yeah, that's the recommended reading.
All right, good. Thanks, Heather. That is super interesting. That's going to get me through the week.
All right, happy second birthday.
Thank you.